What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. We're here to get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's season 9, episode 12. Y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel. And my question for this episode is, why are we still here? These people don't want to be here. Mel don't want to be here. It's her show. Y'all keep saying it's her show. Well, for it to be her show, she kind of don't want to be here. She don't like any of these people. I'm just saying. The episode started with the Fletchers looking at a venue for their vow renewal ceremony. And the Fletchers are not that interesting to have this show like surrounding them. I don't know if that's what y'all are trying to figure out, but based on what we're seeing, like Nell is really irritating. Chris is still a scumbucket, and Lance is like a potato. Lance is cute, and I'm sure he's very nice, but as far as TV, I feel like that Chris is the one with personality, but based on the things that he has going on, it's probably best that he don't be on TV. And I'm not sure that he can handle it. You know, it's always that one child. The daughter, I don't even know her name. She stood there 2 times in the little pink scrubs. I'm assuming that's what they wear at the daycare because Nell had that on too at one point, but I don't even know her name. Where's the one that stormed off? The other one with the different mama. That's not Nell. Like, if y'all want to be on TV, reality TV, and let Carlos King come blow up your life, well, then these are the people that you're going to need to bring. Cuteness is only going to get you so far. And I feel like Lance's cuteness has got him as far as we need him to go. He would have did better not to align himself with Destiny over there in the storage unit. But here we are in a venue, and I'm like, how much time do we have? This seems like, something that should have been planned. Where'd they get their advice from? Dr. Jackie, wait till the last minute to start planning things? I don't know about Huntsville, but I know around here, when you're looking for a nice venue to have your event at, you better start looking like months ahead and put your deposit down and hold that thing for the date. I'm just saying, they act like people don't know how things work. Chris walking around, he can really stop. This thing with my hair is gonna drive me crazy. He is really gonna have to stop sliding his James Brown impersonating ass all over everybody's hardwood floor. Chris, we don't want to see you dance. We want to know what you and Martell was over there trying to hook up Martell with this lady, Trisha. We don't really want to know that either. I'm just saying. That shit ain't cute. We looking at you like, some of us already were, but then, when it pops out, we're like, I knew it. So none of the cuteness is really going like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, like I said, they seem a little late to be, checking out the venue. I feel like this was already done and y'all playing in our faces. They're sitting around delegating duties and things to who's going to do what. The girl in the pink is going to take care of the flowers. I mean, I guess. Y'all just gonna throw some shit together, and I bet you it look thrown together when we got to get a chance to see it, because we see what they're doing over here. We gonna enlist Chris to do what? Get one of his little friends to come over here and be the DJ? That's why Nell was like, child, now you know what I like? Because not Pookie them. We don't want them to be the DJ. Why can't you just, child, let me stay out of it. We're gonna enlist Chris to be the DJ getter. And what is Lance going to do? Lance is going to orchestrate a visit to the cemetery. I feel like that's something that probably very much needed to be done. I'm just wondering why that has anything to do with the anniversary vow renewal. That's not a duty. Help your brother get the DJ. Make sure he's not over there flubbing up that. What about food? Who's on food duty? I mean, I'm sure there'll be food. Nell probably gonna have to deal with that herself. But we don't believe for one single second that Nell is letting these children of hers orchestrate and plan her anniversary party. We know she's doing that. I wouldn't let my kids plan mine. I would be like, you can pick up the flowers that I ordered. Introduce me to the DJ. Let me see how I feel about it. Check his credentials. One thing that will ruin your party, I swear on for God, is the DJ that don't know what he's doing. Now, I've had some events where the DJ child almost destroyed the event based on his skills or lack thereof. So when you're planning an event that has music involved, I would 100% recommend that the DJ is somebody reputable. And if by some chance he can't make it, has a good replacement in order to not ruin your party. I guess we'll see. That'll probably be, is it this thing over? How many more episodes do we have? 14, 15? Yeah, this should be the last one. Is the last one going to be her party or the throwdown down to her daggone bachelorette party? Trisha takes her kids to a trampoline park. And her kids are literally a duplicate of her and Marquez. Like the little girl looks exactly like Marquez with Trisha's cute little body, and Trisha's son looks exactly like her. And I actually enjoyed this scene. She checking in with her kids to see like how are y'all feeling about the relationship or what have you. And her son is like the daughter is young and she's kind of oblivious and would probably much rather be trampolining instead of being in front of the cameras. The son is a little older, and from what I've heard out here on these streets, he wants to be a model. He just certainly should be his handsome self. But he's, a little bit older, and I feel like him and Trisha have the best communication. When she's talking to him, she's like in a whole nother comfortable space. And it's the only time she's not, she manages to like relax and have a whole conversation with him. Now I see why she's like, yeah, I want to go with my son. He's getting ready to go to school, girl. So, your daughter is coming. She'll be able to fill in, pick up where he left off, and ciao. I don't know about Ken. Let's just get rid of him. Her son senses some drama behind the scenes. He know his daddy's the fool. And he's like, I don't know about this tension or what have you, beefing that y'all got going on, but it's starting to get weird. And it's getting weird because y'all brought y'all's ass over here on TV. We know Marquez was nowhere to be found, but as soon as he saw Big Chocolate Ken all up in the opening credits, he decided he wanted to come over here and let it all be known that that's his kid. And him and that little girl can't stand in no room, nowhere without anybody knowing that that's a fact. Now I see why he's always like, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, because his daughter like is a little replica of him. Except she thinks he's stupid because he be over here acting stupid. So, yeah. Her son said he thought they was divorced already based on the way that they, because Marquez was not around. I feel like I got a lot of information just by what the son was saying. And he wasn't really saying a whole lot, but he thought they was divorced already. Maybe because she moved the whole man in the house. Trisha. And I feel like she's not doing that. She's not following through on the paperwork because Mr. Pressure over here is doing too damn much. And by Mr. Pressure, I mean Ken. Ken, who didn't even want to get married in the beginning, but now all of a sudden he needs her to hurry up and sign those papers so she can re-sign some new ones. That doesn't make sense in any sense of the word. I like that he's not there for this conversation. I feel like this was a conversation that Trisha and her kids, she needed to, feel them out, see where their head is at. That's part of, moving forward to make sure all of that is good. The little girl loves Ken, but that boy, he's seen the other drama probably. He's old enough to remember, watching her go through all the things that she went through, honey. That's a lot. And based on the way that I'm saying they, but mostly her son was communicating, like Ken is more like, her boyfriend, like not no father figure. I feel like that was probably his grandfather or something. You can't just, he's getting ready to graduate from high school. If you've been there for 2 years, like y'all claim, at least where everybody knew about it, 2 years out of the few, out of 18, that's not making you anything but, not his father figure. And Marquez is probably like, the girl is still in La La Land. Not really, because based on the way she acted, she's easing her way out of La La Land. So then he'll probably just disappear altogether because he can't come through and, tickle her and stuff and not amount to anything. Not anytime soon. That's what Trisha asked. Her son wants to know if they plan on getting married, and she said, not anytime soon, Ken. She tried to fix it. Well, I mean, not soon. Nope, not anytime soon. That's what she meant. Not anytime soon. Does she plan to remarry? She says she needs, well, he asked her, he was like, you've thought about it though. And she's like, yeah, I have. And I feel like I need some more self-evaluation. And as scrambled as she normally is, I feel like she probably does need some more self-evaluation. All of that stuff that, when you look at it, like she said, all of this happened for her 2020 during COVID. So we're 5 years past that, but that's a I lost my mother 13 years ago, and sometimes it's very stressful, and the emotions and the grief kind of comes back. So 5 years, and for both parents and a sister, that's a freaking lot. She needs some time, Ken, to figure herself out. She's leaving her career or changing her career to be, a fitness instructor. He want to have his hands and feet all in that too. I knew it. I knew this Mr. Nice Guy act was going to implode before it's all over with. Nell invites her over, Trisha, for snacks and to get in her business. Nell's house is really pretty. They did an aerial, like of coming into the neighborhood, and they have a very nice home, Chris and Nell. Trisha sat down, and based on the way they shot it, she got a couple few sushi and crackers. And before she could take a good bite, Nell was asking her about, so you went over to Martell's house. That's what the people are saying. And now what happened when you went over there? Y'all were watching movies? And she's like, well, yeah, at first we were, watching a movie, and then he kept on talking about Mel, and it seemed like he was really sad that his wife was gone. And then when I was talking to him about it, he didn't tell me that, he didn't ask me to come over there to be a marriage counselor. I don't know what was going over there with Trisha and Martell, and I really don't want to hear this story anymore. This lady has had, she's been asked this question like 17,000 times at this point, and every time she remembers a little bit more. Maybe we'll eventually get the whole story, because first she didn't remember a couple of times, and she didn't quite make it, and she didn't go over there. Child, I don't know what Martell and Chris and Trisha was over here doing. But I have a feeling it was not giving a shit about whatever Ken had going on. Because you know, she just come out there on her own. I feel like she's coming up with a story, or maybe Ken is coming up with a story that he feels comfortable with everybody knowing. Try to make her seem like I don't know what they got going over there. I know Ken is living in La La Fantasy Land. And he sees himself as this chocolate superhero that swooped in to save engineer Trisha and her children. I don't think Trisha was like, a struggling single mom. That's not what it's giving. It's giving she was, an engineer. I don't think finances was her problem. So I don't know what he swooped in to save. In reality, he's over here being a sneaky ass little muscle man who was sending chocolate emojis in these ladies' comments disrespectfully because she's married. And she's emotionally broken. The husband was over here staring at the ceiling, talking about how miserable his life was. So he had to go out in the world and find himself. And what he found himself is single with a wife who has a new man that lives in her house. Child. And he over there at the movie theater with Marceau as your boss. Child. Trisha, Martell said you were over there a couple few times. Like, I mean, this is a really good story. So did you watch movies both times? Did he kick you out both times? They don't be asking the right questions. Nell wants to know if Marquez and Ken get along. And she says no immediately, but we know that Marquez is not around to get along with. They might get on his nerves, but getting along is not an issue based on their day to day because according to Ken, he's never there. I think he's a little more bothered by this Martell story than he's letting on. And if it was like, so before you, why do you really care? Whatever the story is, what difference do it make? You were supposedly not there because y'all have created this 2-year timeline, even though Marquez said it was 5 years ago when you was over in the comments with the emojis. All of y'all are full of shit. And Nella's like, so what took you so long? It was just a basic interview. What took you so long to sign the divorce papers? Well, she signed them and notarized them, but she ain't dropped them off yet because these people are not divorced. And she explained to her like what was going on in her life at the time and how this clown Marquez was over there partying and having a good time while she's dealing with grief. And he's irritated that she's pouring into her family so much. So does she like him still? Nah, I don't think so. She gets really emotional talking about it, and then she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. But I will say this was actually a very real scene. And then based on the fact that Nell is also dealing with the grief of losing her mother, so they kind of connected on that. And I feel like they kind of needed that moment between the two of them. That's healthy stuff to be able to release with somebody that understands where you come from. Mel says she Nell. Nell says she lost her voice when her mother passed away, and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is where the pop off comes from. Her mother was the one that used to be able to be like, girl, you should appreciate that you're on a nice trip and stop worrying about the daggone name tags on the bed. And then she goes, okay, but she didn't have nobody to reel her back in. So, ciao. Ken and his swole self is running over to the Wicked barbershop where they have a bar and no barbers. What is it over there at Wicked? And that barber, is he a barber? I don't know. I know he's got 4 braids in his hair and a whole lot of space in between them. I'm having a feeling it ain't a whole lot of hair up there. Look fool. Ken is frustrated with Trisha because of the Marquez situation. And I'm like, what situation? When did it become a situation? Ken, you don't care about Martell. You don't care about that because that happened before you. You don't care about Marquez, and we know why you don't care about Marquez. No, none of us do. We wonder what he's doing. Walking around with his thumb in his ass. I feel like he's bothered by the Martell thing just a little bit more than he's letting on, though. He's trying to play it off like, I don't care. If we walk away tomorrow, I mean, I could do that. If you don't care so much, then what is the frustration? And his hoochie daddy shorts are kind of distracting. Put away them big old thighs, like too much cleavage or something. Ken says that when Trisha starts to get too happy, then she shuts down her emotions. Probably because she's probably afraid of, hurt since she's suffered loss. And if she's doing that, then maybe you should pause and see how she can work through it, not tell her to hurry up. She says she needs some self-evaluation. So can you slide your new marriage papers out of the way for a minute while she evaluates herself? It's almost like she's using it as a wall. The paperwork itself, she's using it as a barrier to back him up. And it seems like I remember he was supposedly did not want to get married I never wanted to get married. And then I met Trisha and all of a sudden I wanted to get married. And she's like, I'm kind of married. And you kind of knew that when you came over here. And it wasn't a problem then. So why all of a sudden the urgency to get married when you never wanted to? Y'all get moved in a house together. Like, what is it that you want her to do? He's upset because she keeps choosing herself, and that's selfish. Interesting. This is why you're on in Not Anytime Soon, just based on what, we see here at the barbershop Wicked, where there's no barbers, just bars. We see why you're on pause. You're not on pause, you're on Not Anytime Soon. Weren't you was in a relationship with a woman with a child, and the people out here said that lady threw you out of the house. I don't know. Because I'm sure you got a spin on it, that turns it. You're the good guy in your comic book that you're writing over here. Super stud, with all the big muscles. He's out of patience. So am I. Here I am, though. Huntsville. Spread is so annoying. Maybe you should marry this guy because he seems to think you're the bee's knees over here in relationships, turning yourself into a punching bag, filling up everybody's cup, and nobody's filling up the cup that you hold. Whose cups is he filling? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I said, I don't feel like Trisha was over here. Maybe her emotional cup needed to be filled. But that's the type of thing you deal with when you enter in a relationship with somebody who's just still married and suffered a loss of 3 family members. Seems like you walked into a relationship with someone, you came over there to save her and soothe her and things. She damn sure didn't need to be saved from Marquez Marquez. Feel like she could handle him on her own. I don't know whose cups he's talking about filling, but I'm sick of him and his cups. He getting on my nerves. Your friend is over here pouring into your cup, child, telling you how you're a great guy and things. This is why we come over to the Wicked Barbershop, so we can get our ego stroked by our, people that worship us. The Fletchers go to the mother's gravesite. I'm not really going to spend any time talking about that because I felt like I didn't belong there. I felt like that was in a moment that should have happened without cameras. But, that's what they're doing over there. That's not what I'm doing over here. Destiny is a horrible party thrower. And I'm questioning Miss Nell the way she's put these people on her committee for her 30-year anniversary vow renewal celebration. Based on the house you live in, you should have just hired some people to do it. This is fake. This can't be your real party. Yeah, and put somebody in charge of your bachelorette party that has a business in the storage room down to the storage unit. When you walk in the door of this place, I don't know what it is. Is it a bar? Is it a banquet room? I don't know. I just know that there's a man and a lady sitting. She's got on a silver bikini and he has on no shirt and some swim trunks or whatever. So you walk in and there's 2 undressed people sitting there and some couches. What's the name? Trisha walked in and, Destiny says something to her about getting her body painted. She has paints and plastics set up like it's kindergarten. I am not going to body painting. And they didn't even look like they were dressed for that. We're going to paint these 2 people? What's Destiny? Mel walked in and does that thing that she does that, hey, y'all, would you like a drink? No, I don't want anything to drink. Then she sits separate from everyone. Tisha's there. I don't know when they inserted her. Tisha just appeared from out of nowhere. And they're sitting around at this bumping ass party that Destiny threw over here. I don't even know why Mel came because clearly she doesn't give a shit. She don't like these people. She came in with a stank ass attitude and sat down and to confront Trisha because Kimmy was over her house telling Mel, who she doesn't like. See what I'm saying? Everything that Trisha said, who she doesn't know, so she doesn't care. And then she's sitting here like, Trisha, have you talked to Mel? No, she hasn't talked to Mel. Do you know she went over to Nell's house? She's still explaining herself to everyone. Kimmy's like, I don't understand. Like when we have these things, then everybody's so standoffish. I guess because Mel is over there like, I'm not getting painted. I'm not having a drink. I got something to do with my kids, and so I'm gonna come shoot this scene, and then I'm out of here. But let me go ahead and zing Trisha right quick. And Trisha kept, her feet down, sturdy to the ground. And was giving like, girl, I don't care. Like you wasting breath that you could have on your deathbed because you sitting up here saying stuff that I really don't care to hear. And Mel's like, I don't think she knows who she's talking to. She might talk to men that way. And I was like, what? She might be talking to the men that way. What is that supposed to mean? I don't know what that means, Mel. But she don't know who I am. And she says she don't care. And I don't think she does. So this is really silly. This beef between these two. I'm trying to see like how that would really clearly. One thing we do know is Miss Trisha don't really care nothing about the Institute of Marriage. That's why she probably shouldn't do it again. For her, it's just a piece of paper. So your marriage, her marriage, everybody's marriage, she don't really give a shit about any of that. And I'm so really tired of Mel asking about it. Or what time? What house was it at? This y'all are dragging this thing out to a point of just exhaustion. She's saying that Mel is messy, and Mel is like, if I'm messy, everybody messy. And I'm like, well, you did just go through the Inquisition with Nell, where she asked you all business. Kimmy did it, Mel did it, Nell did it, everybody did it, but only Mel is messy. Told y'all. I feel like maybe her and Martell are revisiting things that they didn't cover the last time when they was down to the movies at his house a couple few times. There's a little weird animosity between the two. And everybody's just sitting there watching. And Destiny's like, I don't like the tone of things. It's getting a little feisty in here. And Mel's like, Mel, yeah, Mel, that's what's here. Y'all are so wrong, Mel and Nell. Trisha, Tisha. It's like tongue gymnastics. And my tongue is not prepared to keep up. Mel said her attitude was about to be just fine when Nell's not even here yet. I don't want the energy to be Destiny. You created this weird ass energy. What is happening with this lady in her swimsuit adjusting her crotch while these two are going at it? Giving low budget. While Destiny's over there sitting down, like not actually hosting her party. When you have a party, don't you supposed to host it and make sure who's she just sitting on the couch watching Trisha and Mel go at it about Martell? Martell is Destiny's man. So y'all can cut it out. Then Sonny walks in. She don't like her either because her other man is Sonny's husband. And, that's where that ended. So, Mel and Trisha. Tisha ain't had nothing to do with nothing. She didn't even really have to say nothing except for, you don't want nothing to drink, you're not drinking. She appeared from out of nowhere, and then, that's pretty much all of that. Yeah, Trisha. Mel came over here to argue with Trisha, and I guess next week on the season finale, we'll have the pleasure of watching Destiny and Sunny once again argue about whether or not they were friends when Sunny and Moses decided to marry each other. And, what both of the names on the books down to the pen where he is. And I mean, I guess an ambulance shows up at the vow renewal. Well, there's your drama. That's the kind of drama I don't know. So we're gonna have the end of the party and the vow renewal all in the same. That must be all there is to it. That must be it's all about Nell. This was Trisha's episode where she had to once again go around and discuss, Martell and Marquez. And then I guess next week, Ken is mad. He's letting her know that he's tired of her not choosing him. And he needs to make a decision. And I feel like the decision is made. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, y'all. like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hopefully we've just got one more of these. In the meantime, I'll talk to y'all later.